Joe.
Do you want to start us off, or do you want to go to questions?
We'll go straight to questions, please.
Okay, we'll start off with Jeremy.
Hi, Coach. Obviously not the results you wanted. Two penalty saves in the first half for James Pantemis. How does the goalkeeper competition look now that Maxime Crepeau is set to return from injury in the middle of this week?
Well, we know we've got good competition for places. I think Jimmy in the last two games has proven that he's really competent keeper in this league, and we love both our keepers. So there's a good competition, and we've got a good decision to make.
Thanks. And then one other question. A lot of the struggles today were due to the attack, and most notably due to the midfield just being unable to properly progress the ball into the final third. Has that given any change to your thoughts on whether or not the back three is going to work, or whether or not you're going to switch to the back four like you did for the entirety of the second half?
Well, I think I've got to say the problem in the first half I didn't think was the forwards. The problem in the first half was more the back line, was more our defensive actions. I think we were probably lucky to be 1-0 at half time, but with 30 seconds to go before half time, we should have just managed the game well and got in at half time and survived what was two brilliant saves from Jimmy on the penalty. And when you save two penalties in a half, you think, well, do you know what, get to half time, surviving the game, stay in the game. And the two penalties that we give away, one was a ridiculous decision. The second one, I thought, the three actions that could have cost us goals was nothing to do with the forwards. I think in the second half, I thought, bringing Santi on and getting Anthony a little bit higher, give us a little bit more control. Diego give us experience, because that's what he does. And we still fell a little bit short in front of goal. We huffed and puffed really a little bit rather than looked really decisive. But we said at the start of the season, we've at this moment in time we've got 40 goals out of the team. So we need to find other ways of scoring and other ways of being creative, and that's the challenge ahead of us. I couldn't fault their efforts in the second half. I couldn't fault the quality in terms of some of the football that they played. But the football is won in both boxes. The football is won in both boxes. If you defend well and you score goals, you win games of football.
Okay, we'll go to Stenton Footy next.
Hey, Coach. Tough results. You mentioned defensively, some of that kind of being what put your team kind of behind things in the first half. But what specifically were you seeing from the defense tonight? You talked coming into this game of wanting to see more of that same organization that you showed against Austin. Why was some of that like a little not as present tonight?
Well, I think you probably think that the team's going to open you up with great play, and it just seemed like straight balls over the top was causing us a lot of problems in the first half, and that for me was more concentration and defending how you should be defending. I think 3 long balls over the top in the first 10 minutes caused us problems, and I think that made us nervous at the back. So that bit I wasn't pleased with. We'd worked for the last 2 weeks on a certain shape and being compact, and we played it really well against Austin. And tonight we weren't that. There was some players that have to learn really quick about the speed of an MLS game. And that's the thing I've said to them at the end is that we've got a new team, we've got a young team, and we've got to learn really fast. We've got to learn from these experiences. We've got to learn from what they suffered tonight, particularly in that first half, and we've got to start again on Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday and keep getting as much as we can out of these set of players who I've got incredible faith in, and that's the only way forward.
Thanks. You mentioned young players. One of them, Kevin Kelsey, he got the start tonight up top. Yeah. It was his first time kind of starting as like that lone center striker for your team. Just love your thoughts just on his play tonight, how you think he held up against Nashville's defense.
I thought at half time, I thought we probably only had 3 players that had sort of like that played to the level: Ayala, Kelsey, and Anthony. And I thought he showed courage to hold the ball. He showed some quality on the ball. He needed more support. And in the second half, he just run out a little bit out of steam. He was making some good runs, and we've got a lot of faith. He's 20 years of age. There's a lot of faith that we've put in him, and we continue to put faith in him. You know, he started throughout the first 3 games. Pipe Mora's had to be a little bit patient, and he'll get real big opportunities to start as well. But we need to start feeding him, getting him into the attacking half of the third of the field, and giving him opportunities to show his quality. And I'm super pleased with him.
All right, well, we will wrap there. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, guys.